What do you see your plan for like after your surgery, like in terms of your nutrition? What's your plan for that?
So this one I've kind of been crowdsourcing from other people because it's such a rare surgery. With thoracic outlet syndrome, basically you have a vein below your collarbone that becomes compressed. And this can be, some people have actually, they're born with an extra rib bone in that area. In my case, it's just because I've always done competitive gymnastics and then got into weightlifting and CrossFit. Fast forward over time, getting diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome in 2023 actually isn't really related to anything I've been doing. It's almost like my lifetime has set me up to, kind of arrive at this point. But so when they do surgery, basically what they do is they go in with a little robot through your side. They go up through your armpit, and then they also kind of, I forget if you said the last spot is either on the front or on your back, but basically they go in, they'll shave down your rib bone. So they take out about 90% of this bone that is basically below that collarbone. They'll also go in basically on my neck and my traps and basically create space there as well. So they'll basically shave off some of your scalene muscles. And so it's gnarly. like I said,
Yeah,
it's like I will be.
that sounds like that's going to be a lot. Yeah.
I'll be on a morphine pump for at least 10 days and then pain meds for up to 30 days. And so something that's been on my radar, and I'm kind of like pissed about it, is my digestion is like really good right now. And so especially like, again, being on pain meds for like 10 days will mess you up digestion wise. So like, what am I going to be looking like, 30 days plus potentially. But my thing is I'll probably start taking probiotics about 2 weeks before surgery. So just trying to like give my gut some good gut flora there. But nutrition wise, basically my goal will just be, I just assume I'm going to be miserable the first 5 or 10 days. So I will not be tracking my food in that case. I think I'm going to be drooling truly. So my mom's flying out. She'll be here for, I think, like 12 days. And then she'll be flying home and it'll just be Charlie and I. But my goal is basically just how can I get in as much protein as I can, understanding that protein is probably kind of like when you're pregnant and like it doesn't sound good. I definitely experienced that when I got my nose done too. I'm assuming that, protein is going to be tough, but truly that first 5 to 10 days, my goal will just be how hydrated can I stay? Because
that's a big ask for you.
That is a big ask. But truly, it's like, I'm going to be fucked up if I don't. But it's like, okay, how do we, even if it's all liquids via Gatorade and liquid IV, like get it down. But how can I just get in a lot of calories? How can I get that in? And then, like I said, it's like, I will definitely around that 7 to 10 day mark, hopefully kind of be tracking my macros. And I assume I'll be back to normal business. But like I said, it's like based off of previous data, I know my food will probably go down to something like 1,800, 2,000 calories, because to my understanding, I will not be going for hot girl mental health walks or stuff like that. I believe I'll be, definitely down and out. So my goal is just, from a business end, we're trying to just get as much stuff prepped and prepared as possible so I can just truly, rest and recover. But same thing on the training front. I know that I'm definitely not going to be in the gym for the next 6 to 8 weeks after surgery. So the question I will ask, I basically have a doctor appointment next week, but it'll be like, hey, at what point post-surgery will I be able to walk? And at what point post-surgery is there an option to still be able to slowly bike? I bought a Concept 2 bike erg and I've gotten more use out of that thing than I ever imagined. I actually love it. But that'll be my question is, hey, I know I'm not lifting the next 6 to 8 weeks, but what are kind of expected guidelines that I can expect from my body? And then also, at what point might I be able to at least get some steps, be able to get, some sort of biking activity? So I imagine I'll just be doing a lot of walking. And like I said, I think the biking will be very slow pedaling, if any. But, it's like I've gotten so good at finally listening to my body, which is huge. And so how do I just honor how I'm feeling, where my body's at? I can't control or do a lot on the training front. Well, how can I really dial in my nutrition, have that pretty squeaky tight? But again, it's like as my activity starts to ramp up, I will accordingly ramp up my nutrition. But I'll definitely be sharing a lot to social media. Like I said, it's like if we can come from a place of curiosity, it actually becomes very fun to see like, oh, cool. So that's kind of the game plan. We are winging it, but going with the punches.
I bet you're ready though, like to finally have some closure to this saga that you've been experiencing. When did this start? When did this start actually?
So we are 3.5 months in, but think about it. It's like I had surgery in October and I was out for basically like 6 weeks. So I had only started easing back into the gym for basically like 2 to 3 weeks is basically when I started having all these symptoms of like blood clot stuff. Cause that was the confusing thing is I was still in the window post-surgery where you're more at risk for getting blood clots just naturally. And so initially when we got diagnosed, it was like, oh, like you unfortunately just got a blood clot post-surgery. You're within the 90-day window. And then it turned out like, oh, JK, this is actually something completely different. But yeah, if you count that, it's like at the end of the day, I'm going to lose like 6 to 8 months of this year between recovery, surgery, all that stuff.
Is this the longest that you've had to deal with like a interruption with your training?
Yeah, it's been gnarly. And I think the biggest thing is it's like we launched a podcast literally called Live Big, Lift Big. And I haven't been living big. It's like I haven't been able to travel. I've been home more than I am like comfortable being home, right? I'm always on the go. I'm always doing stuff, but I haven't been able to do any of the sports or activities I love either. So there's been like the identity crisis of I run a fitness company, but until the last week or two, truly, I haven't been able to lift or be in the gym. I haven't been able, like I completely missed snowboarding season. I didn't get to wake surf. I haven't been skateboarding because God forbid I fall on a skateboard while taking blood thinners. And so it's like, this has definitely been the most challenging mental health, section of my life because it's like, well, who are you without the gym and who are you without all of your hobbies and what do you do? And I've really, really struggled with it. So I'm definitely just looking forward to like, okay, can we get here and can we move on? Also, just so I can get back to helping people in the way that I'm talented in, right? Like I've missed making content and doing stuff too. So it's definitely all the ways.
Yeah.